What up, everyone? Welcome to the Smoking Tire Podcast. This episode is brought to you by ShipStation. Listen, as folks adapt to this changing world, we're going to be buying more and more stuff online than ever before. And if you're selling online, are you ready to meet the demands of our new delivery-based culture? Be ready with ShipStation. ShipStation is shipping software, and it will help save so much of your time. Let me tell you why. ShipStation helps online sellers of any size get orders out quickly, save money on shipping costs, and keep customers happy. No matter where you're selling, Amazon, Etsy, or your own website, ShipStation brings all of your orders into one simple interface, making them really easy to manage from any device, even from your cell phone. ShipStation works with all the major carriers, including USPS, FedEx, UPS, and even Amazon Fulfillment, so you can compare and choose between the best shipping solution for you and your customer, all within ShipStation. They even offer big discounts on shipping costs. Now, any business can access the same postage discounts that are typically reserved for large Fortune 500 companies. You'll always know you're getting the best deal. It's no wonder that ShipStation is the number one choice of online sellers. You'll ship more in less time with the best rates available. It's even, although we ship our t-shirts through BlipShift directly, it's what I use on my home computer to just do basic business shipping from here at the Smoking Tire. Even if you just have a regular home office and you're not selling professionally, ShipStation can save you time and money. Right now, Smoking Tire listeners can try ShipStation free for 60 days when you use offer code TIRE. Make sure your business is ready to meet the demands of delivery culture. Get started at ShipStation.com today. Just click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and then type in TIRE. That's ShipStation.com. Enter offer code TIRE. ShipStation.com. Make ship happen. We're also brought to you by Crown & Caliber. Guys, they are back. Crown & Caliber has a really fun contest going on right now. They are giving away a $4,500 gift certificate to Crown & Caliber. That'll get you a Rolex, an Omega, Panerai, Breitling. It'll get you something from almost every brand they sell at Crown & Caliber. The drawing ends September 4th, and the winner will be announced September 12th. So go to crownandcaliber.com/Matt. crownandcaliber.com/MATT to enter. crownandcaliber.com/Matt to enter to win a $4,500 gift certificate. Get the watch of your dreams at crownandcaliber.com/Matt. And of course, we're brought to you by Auto Tempest, guys. Your time is valuable. Whether you earn a ton of money at your job or just a little bit of money, you've only got so much time. It's the only thing you can't make more of. So save it with Auto Tempest. Whether you're looking for a new daily driver, a collector car, an exotic sports car, or the basis of a new build, Auto Tempest will search the entire internet on your behalf. You don't need to go to every single individual car site anymore. Just Autotempest.com, and they have you covered. Whether you're searching locally, long distance, they'll search Craigslist, they'll search eBay Motors, they'll search Cars.com, they'll search Auto Trader, they'll search Facebook Marketplace. You name it, you just type it in Auto Tempest once, they'll search all of it, bring it back together into one place. We love them and we love their support, and we have a new announcement coming soon with Auto Tempest that will be very, very fun. Welcome to Whitefish, Montana with Rob Ferretti. This is the show. This is the show now.
We're live.
It's not live, but we certainly exist on the rooftop of the Firebrand Hotel in Whitefish, Montana, sitting over a row of exotic cars.
Yeah, I mean,
Adventure Drives 07.
Yeah, I just got to say, if you have not been to Montana, specifically Glacier National Park, that is a must visit for anyone who's into cars, nature, or just if you have a pulse. It's somewhere you have to be.
Today was my first time at Glacier, and it did not disappoint. You've got giant mountains, still covered with snow at the end of July. You've got Going to the Sun Road, which while very crowded, is really one of the great strips of tarmac, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it just, as we came in everybody was just like, wow, this is awesome. And it just keeps elevating and getting better and better as you go. It's just, it's just when you think
it peaks out like
before
around the
Logan
Logan
Pass. Yep,
Pass
Logan
when you've
Pass,
got the
absolutely.
weeping wall.
Yep.
And like if you've got a road where there's like 24 waterfalls that go like through the road.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Did you not
Shout
see
out to my Yeti microphone right now because we're on the rooftop, pretty windy, and I believe this will be passable podcast audio.
Yeah. I posted a picture the other day. About 3 weeks ago, the Going to the Sun Road was not even identifiable. It was they were there with heavy machinery clearing snow. You would have thought it was the dead of winter in like Alaska.
The last week it was really hot out here.
Yeah.
And so that helped too.
Yeah.
Hannah and I left the Adventure Drives group at like 5 o'clock this morning because we wanted to go do a hike. In hindsight, that was the move.
Yep.
Because the hiking, the Logan's Pass parking lot filled up at like 7:15 a.m.
Crazy.
We were like, I think we were like the third or fourth to the last cars in there, and we got up at 5 to do this. It was like, whoa, all right. But we did a little hike, and the hike was across snow. We hiked across snow, and there was people up at the top of this hike, and they said, yesterday this hike was impassable because of the so much snow.
That's crazy.
It was so beautiful. Montana is the shit.
Montana's awesome. And Whitefish specifically. There's a couple of like places that you would recreationally travel to in Montana. Big Sky, Whitefish.
I have to be honest, I haven't been to Big Sky yet, but I definitely understand Glacier National Park.
Oh,
I have not skied on this Whitefish mountain
Sure.
that we could see here. I'm sure it's lovely.
Yep.
I don't know if I get the town though.
It's small. It's a little touristy.
Yeah, it doesn't really have the charm, I think, of some of the like Colorado towns.
It's
that I
not
like.
Jackson Hole.
Mm-hmm. Like Telluride was
Telluride
like the
I
most.
love it.
Yeah.
Vale also. It's got a nice charm to it.
Vale's really got that I want to be Switzerland thing happening where everything's a house.
Yeah.
H-A-U-S. Yeah.
Luxury house.
Yeah. But like this one, like a little touristy.
Yep.
A lot of the shops selling the same things.
Yep.
And it might just be because it's coronavirusy and like a lot of the.
No, it's always like this.
This is pretty much the same.
But it is.
Except for wearing masks, this is how it always is.
It is. It does have a certain charm to it, whether it's authentic, whereas if tourists weren't coming through, or if it's a little bit targeted towards rich white people, then I mean it's. There's good restaurants, good places to eat, like good, nice hotels.
Yeah.
And you go to certain places, and there's usually not going to get a nice hotel. It's like,
yeah.
Do I want the 2 or 3 star hotel?
No, this is probably the nicest hotel in reasonable driving distance from the west entrance to Glacier.
Correct.
For sure.
These three, there's 3 of this brand here in the lodge that we were at last night. Also another.
Oh yeah, we had dinner on the
Yep.
lake. That was lovely.
Yeah. And then the pool.
That lodge was hilarious. Did you see in the lobby of that lodge there was a wooden ATM? Like someone had, those freestanding, like the most generic, like convenience store ATM. I think, you can imagine the one that says like Mini Bank 2000 on it. You've seen it a million times. Imagine that, but the gray plastic was wood. It was a wood cased ATM.
I mean, it is a very, I want to say rustic feel.
I liked it. This is
the
hilarious.
giant bear and the thing with the mask on, which is a sign of the times.
No, Montana. It hasn't really disappointed in terms of the skies, which from sunup to end of day today, the skies in this area were just ridiculous.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
The bigness of all the mountains and the cliffs and the open spaces and all that stuff is great. The people have been very nice here. Montana doesn't disappoint.
It does not. It's just it's one of those places that it's often overlooked because there's no, I don't know. It's definitely overlooked from the East Coast. We go to Vermont and like we have that like upstate New York, Vermont, Maine even, but Montana Montana, Wyoming are probably 2 of the most chill, like nice open places to drive in the country.
Yeah, we were slowed down today by just pure volume.
Yeah, but which is okay.
It's in the national parks. I just like it. Like say like this road today.
Yeah.
It reminded me so much of both the road through Zion National Park, Utah 9 through Zion, which is, the views are incredible, but you can only go like 20, and the road through Yosemite, which is like actually 65 miles. It's so long, and you're going so slow, but it's actually, I just like had Hannah drive, and I just took pictures out the window.
Well, and that's the thing though. It's, you don't, if you drive fast, you miss it. You either die or you miss everything, because you can't both take in this scenery and drive quickly on that road.
I actually did something very dangerous today that I'm not entirely proud of, but I was in the driver's seat of the Urus.
Yeah.
It's a good thing nothing happened, because if it did, it would definitely be under negligence. but I set the cruise control at 22 miles an hour, and I had Hannah steer from the passenger seat, and I straight up leaned out the driver's side window with my still camera, like my film camera, and I took like 4 or 5 shots probably. It was probably about 25 seconds out that window. And nothing happened. It was fine.
Was it the straight part, or it was a...
No, it was by the weeping wall.
that was awesome. Like, to be fair, that weeping wall is very cool.
It's really cool. And I laughed at everybody in the group who washed their cars yesterday, only to get them waterfalled on.
I was one of them. I had convertible top. We had water coming in. It didn't bother me. It's just part of the experience. Nobody put up a convertible top. They said, look, I'm okay getting wet, and we got a little wet. The waterfall also over there that comes down and then goes under the road. There's a secondary waterfall. Awesome.
It's amazing. Those waterfalls are so good.
Yep.
That whole day. I mean, it's that type of driving is so exhausting mentally, that just stay in a line. But I was so happy to see the things that we saw. You know.
I mean, we could have been in an RV. Like, the cars didn't. Other than the photos, the cars didn't add anything to our drive.
Right.
It's not like I needed to be in a sports car to enjoy that.
No. It may have even taken away a little bit.
Yeah.
The Lamborghini Urus, by the way, that I'm driving. It's as usual in adventure drives in Europe. I drove that boring Audi that no one wanted to take pictures of, which is fine. Here, at least, I've got a good color.
Yep.
I think I have chosen very wisely.
You did very well.
The Urus is kind of awesome, actually.
I was saying 85% of the time you're the smart guy, and the other 15% of the time you're watching us have fun.
I'm still having fun.
Yeah.
Even when it gets windy, that thing handles really good. It's pretty fast. On the 85% transits or the slow stages or whatever, all like 7 women on the trip had to pee today. I took all of them. I took all of them at once. But I think the more I drive that thing, the more I like it. I mean, yes, it's clearly the most Audi-like of the Lamborghinis, but it's also the only, there's a dude on the strip with an Aventador. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
I don't wish I was doing 2,000 miles in that. There's a dude with a Gallardo here. I don't wish I was doing 2,000 miles in that. And as much as I enjoy all of Lamborghini's modern sports cars, they don't have something I want to do 2,000 miles in except this, which is better than a sedan, because you've got suspension travel, you've got the big hatchback.
Yep.
The back seat is enormous. I can fit behind myself with plenty of room in that thing. It's great.
Well, this is where I'll disagree, because I'm more of this is to me a sports car trip, and I'm more of a sports car guy. We rented the racetrack the other day. You didn't even go on because you're driving an SUV. I agree. It's just like if you had a sports car, you would have been more tempted to go out on the track.
I know, but I'm old and broken. I might be.
But I took out Shavam's GT3 to the point where I started feeling bad that I was lapping it so much.
That's different. I'm going to buy one of those.
That thing is that is and the problem is it was the best car for the track.
Yeah.
But it's the worst car with that exhaust for the entire trip.
He literally has to wear earplugs.
He's wearing earplugs. Which, I mean, but it's when you're on that track and you're bouncing off the walls, it sounded so good. That was just such a joy to drive.
It sounded great to listen to it at the track, but and I'm definitely not going to abandon collecting sports cars and start collecting crossovers.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But
this is my X5. This is
bro. They just so when I picked up the Urus though in at Lamborghini Seattle, they didn't have a Monroney, a window sticker in it.
Okay.
They just handed me the keys. And so I last night asked Lambo to send me the Monroney, so when I write my thing, I know. So the base price of an Urus is $207,000.
Okay.
This one does not have any of the off-roading hardware. It appears externally, and from if I had to guess, having now driven it for 4 days, that it's sort of on the base end of the spectrum.
Okay.
I would have guessed. You know, it has a few button blanks.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the air suspension. It's got the smaller of the two wheels, no cooled seats, etc. It seems minimal.
Sure.
It has $64,000 in cosmetic options in it.
Yeah.
The exterior carbon and the interior carbon are tens of thousands of dollars. The contrast stitching is like $4,000.
But I look at that vehicle as like, what does that do better than a Range Rover or anything else that's half the price?
Yeah.
And the only thing it does is it allows a guy who owns a Lamborghini to let everyone else know they have a Lamborghini while not driving their Lamborghini. So,
yes.
And there's enough Lamborghini owners out there that was and I was like, there's no way this is going to work, and it's killing.
Yeah, there goes my wine.
It's got the giant brakes on it. It does look.
The brakes work really good.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
The giant brakes. It looks very aggressive. The big wheels. It's got nice styling to it, and it's loud. The colors are loud, and it allows people to know that, like, that guy. Oh, you got a Lamborghini? Yeah, I got another one at home. That's it.
Yeah, it's sort of. I agree. It doesn't do any road car things really better than a Range Rover.
Yeah.
It's not more luxurious than a Range Rover. Except for very rare circumstances, the performance isn't so much more usable than a Range Rover. You know what I mean? It's fast. It's really fast,
sure.
Obviously. And yes, it is really the Lamborghini design philosophy applied to that generation of Audi crossover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's turned up to Angry Italian.
Yep.
You know, they've turned the theater up. It's hard to say that yes, it does these things demonstrably better than other crossovers or whatever. But I do think if you're a fan of Lamborghini, they have put enough Lamborghini attitude into it where if you go, I like this brand, I'd also like it's the first normal car they've ever made.
Yeah.
They've never made anything resembling a normal car before.
True.
You know what I mean? The
Well,
LM
like usable. Everything's just been outrageous.
yeah, just like a normal car. You know, like you can daily a Huracan if you really
But
want
that's
to.
my
but
point.
It's
I
not
was
a
going to say
normal car.
the Huracan is borderline like everyday without the trunk space.
Right, but not the space.
Or
right?
that
no
headroom, no back seat.
So they made it work.
But
for
the reliability
sure. The reliability is there,
absolutely,
but the practicality wasn't. So this is their first practical vehicle, and of course, when they do that, it's going to dilute the brand
Sure.
that's known for building crazy things.
But is it diluting the brand? Look at all the terrible Ferraris they made over the years. Like the 400i or all these anything with 4 seats. It just they throw them out there. People bought them just because Ferrari's got this amazing way of selling people cars that they don't want just because they think they need to do it.
Yeah.
And they've just got
I have
so many
to buy it, otherwise I can't buy the next one.
I'm not going to get, they're not going to sell me a different one that I will want if I don't buy this one that I don't.
Yeah.
And lose $80,000 on it.
Right.
Ferrari's amazing that way. That's why when Ferrari went public, I was like, buying that stock.
Yeah.
Like anything where people are lining up to give you lots of money for stuff they don't even want is a company you got to invest in.
Yeah. Rolex too.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing. But I guess you're right. I think it dilutes Lamborghini's brand to the hardcore people, but to everybody else, the casual enthusiasts on the street, like random people who like cars, who've seen me at gas stations and stuff, they think it's rad.
They do. We were at the bar in Troy, Montana, and the woman's like, I like the blue Lamborghini the best. I'm like, of all the cars here, you like the blue SUV? It's because it's an SUV, and we happen to live in an SUV world.
Yeah.
So, that was the most appealing. And whether it's practical or just the coolest color, you win.
I guess, yeah. But the Manny's Gold SVJ that I'm looking at down there is he probably wins in terms of winning.
Yeah. In terms of bling, he definitely has that. He's just that one is. I don't know if it's the best one. Like the guy driving the ZR1, Christian.
Oh yeah.
He has an Aventador as well, and he's like, should I bring the Aventador or should I bring the ZR1? And I'm like, honestly, the Aventador is he's like, it's a better photo car.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but the ZR1, even though it's if you put it on a street tire, I think the ZR1 is the play. I think
they're so easy.
Yeah.
You know, they're when you're just cruising, they're like a regular Corvette. They ride nice, they're comfy, big trunk.
But it was ripping around the track. I mean, that car was moving.
That's a fast car.
Yeah, he's got the. I mean, that thing was built for the track.
Yeah.
That is as good as it gets.
Those ZR1s, those C7 ZR1s, they're going to be worth money.
Yeah.
They didn't sell very many of them at all.
They look really good. Well, it was what, 130?
It was very expensive. Everyone who wrote about them said how scary they were.
Yeah.
The mid-engine car was right around the corner. You know, and the engine, the hood blocks half the window.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous.
That hood is pretty bad. It does, you know what? It's parked next to a Z06 and then another C7. Hands down, it wins by a mile.
Yeah, they took it really to the next level from the Z06.
But that was one of my complaints about the C6 ZR1, is it looked too much like just a Z06 or any other C6.
Yeah.
And that was an issue, and that's what they corrected here. And I don't think he had any cooling issues. The Z06 was a tuned Z06, and he was out there. He was heat soaking on the track. He was coming in. But the other one, lapping around.
It's all in the little stuff that you don't think about as much, like the redesigned front bumper that redirects all the airflow, and the extractor hood, and all that extra stuff. Factory engineering is not. I mean, look, I'm pro tuning cars for sure, but factory engineering, where available, is got to be it.
Yeah, tuning cars can be faster, but if you want to drive something to the track, run it, and then drive it home, then factory engineering is where it's at.
Yeah. So, let's see. The Adventure Drive's model was a little jacked up by the events of this year, but
it is what it is. I mean, I think we played it well. What we like, the mask thing is what it is.
Masks are no big deal.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big deal.
Not
the
going to
Canadian
Canada
border,
was a bummer.
the Canadian border being closed, but that allowed us to do what we did here, which we would have literally done one pass, stopped for one photograph, driven outside in St. Mary's, and then driven down to Big Sky today. Because we were going to do 2 nights in Banff and 1 night in Whitefish.
Oh, so we moved it?
So what we did was we, instead of going, and like Whistler and like Sun Peaks, was just to get to Banff and Jasper. But it's like the rest of the trip all connected the way it was supposed to. So it was only the first couple of days. We polled everybody, and most people that were still planning on coming were either, would you want to move it to a different date and do Canada, or would you just like to send it now and do, because the starting and ending cities are the same. It's like, we'd rather a U.S. trip.
Yeah.
So we moved it well before we even knew that the Canadian border would be closed the entire way. And I think it worked out well. I don't think this trip left much of like this is totally like a backup option.
No, I don't think it was. Although I do think it's, me personally, I much prefer the sort of open spaces to the cities.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But that's just me in general. Yeah. It's kind of weird, like not so much now that we're in Montana, but certainly in Washington and Oregon, like I was kind of getting this vibe of like, I was so happy to be doing my first bit of traveling since February. I was so happy to be like anywhere else besides LA, really. Yeah. Doing all the stuff, the masks and the hand washing and all that. Look, I got my mask right here, all that shit. But I was kind of like, man, I stuff was closed, stuff was restricted, and I was sort of like, oh man, I was like a little bummed out that, travel, is kind of about those things, not just getting out. And I was like, I hope that it doesn't, that not everything is closed, and I don't get to experience like a little of the culture of these places too, and not just sort of be outside and, look at trees and shit. And fortunately, Montana seems to have turned that around a little bit. Not that we're like congregating in huge groups and going to fucking bars and everything, but at least it's like, this store is open. I can go buy a souvenir. Like,
they're at 75% capacity now too. So indoor capacity 75%, which is just like a not packed Friday evening, but it's like a standard day. Yeah.
And there's a lot of outdoor. It's it's beautiful.
A lot of outdoors.
So everything's
it's very
outdoors.
Spacious to begin with.
But I'm glad that it's a little better in Montana, and I hope Wyoming's okay too, because in Oregon it was really like, oh god, it was tough. It was tough in Oregon. It was tough to enjoy a new place. Although, dude, at where we stayed, what's the name of the place in Oregon? In Bend, where we stayed, the golf resort.
Tethero.
Tethero.
Very nice.
Really nice place. Beautiful rooms, beautiful lodge. They had something I've never seen before. Have you?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The boards?
The golf carts.
The golf boards? They have a one-person golf cart skateboard. It's like a Segway meets a skateboard. It's like a four-wheeled leaning board with a handlebar, and your golf bag goes on the front of it, and you mob around on that.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
It's a single-person golf cart. I've never seen it before.
It was amazing. Yeah. They said they were $4,000
each.
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking someone on this trip
for a temporary. There's no roof or anything.
Dude, when they told us that, someone on this trip fucking pulled out his wallet, was like, "I got that."
Yeah. I can guess.
They let me have a quick go though.
Yeah.
There's definitely a learning curve. It's not exactly intuitive, but I mean, they had that, and then did you see the bike?
I didn't see the bike.
So they have two different single-use person vehicles. One is the board. The other is this motorcycle thing where the golf bag goes in between your legs and you ride it like a witch's broomstick. It's like a motorcycle. It's like an electric motorcycle, but you're straddling your golf bag. It's hilarious.
I've got a treat for you. I just saw Jerica over there. She's going to bring over Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig's one of our sponsors of this trip. And they gave us the Whistle Pig 15 for everybody, which is a phenomenal whiskey.
We drank a bottle of it the other night.
We did.
It's very good.
It's good stuff.
3 distinctly separate groups of 10.
Yes. Which is really weird, right? Like, you can't have 11. And this is where I'm a little weirded out by all this. Because, like, if the group is there and standing up, you have to have your masks on. As soon as you sit down, you're good. And you can take your masks off.
Because you cannot get sick sitting down.
Yeah, you can't spread coronavirus. It makes no sense at all. Like, if the rules made more sense, I'd be more okay with it. But, like, we're all in the same group. We're going to be in the same group all week. Like,
and we have a physician on this trip. She's taking our temperature.
Yeah,
is she not a physician? She's a physician. She's an ER doctor.
She's an ER doctor. Is that a physician, or is that I don't want to like be demeaning to the position.
Oh.
Is that like a nurse, like versus a doctor?
No, she's a doctor.
She's like full blown like.
I think we can say physician. I think that's correct.
It's okay. I don't want to discount the 12 degrees that you have to get to that position.
Sorry if we're demeaning you, Lily.
I mean, don't you hear certain people like, oh, it's doctor, and it's like you're a chiropractor, dude. Like, lose the doctor. You're a freaking dentist.
No, so we've got our own, and she was talking about that too, that we're going to be, we're going to different places that have these different sets of rules, and the different sets of rules aren't entirely based on the science.
Logic,
yeah. So it's sort of like,
you do it because you want to, like the reason we do it is because you want everybody to sort of feel comfortable.
Right.
But even like when the rules had tables 6 feet apart, no more than 5 people, we did that, and then there was people that felt uncomfortable because they didn't think the ventilation in the room was good enough.
Like, there was one room that was mildly stuffy. Thank you, Jerica.
You're so welcome.
May I just...
Absolutely.
Would you do me one more solid? Is there a cup of ice or something somewhere? Is that
possible?
possible?
Yeah, a couple more cubes.
A cup of ice or a couple cubes, because I think there was ice in this sometime. All right, Whistle Pig.
Cheers.
Hey, Whistle Pig, get at me, brother.
Sure, absolutely. I'll make that connection because they make some good stuff.
I would like to have an official liquor of the Smoking Tire Podcast.
And they also have a phenomenal 1,000 acres up in Vermont.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to plan
Have you done a Northeast Adventure Drives yet?
We haven't. We always do, like, we go to Nashville. So we do Tail of the Dragon and Tennessee, West Virginia. There's some good driving roads down in the Smokies. We've never done anything in the Northeast just because, I don't know, maybe it's because it's like, I wouldn't do a sightseeing tour of New York because I'm there, but I understand it's exciting to a lot of people. But a lot of our customers are like New York based, so they'd be like, all right, we're gonna go to the Hamptons. Like, nobody wants to go to the Hamptons. We already go to the Hamptons.
I understand.
So
you have a more East Coast.
Yeah.
Well, on this trip we've got New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We've also got Texas, Florida,
Wisconsin.
California, and Wisconsin represented. So it's a pretty good.
And we had Washington State as well.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jeff.
And then Michigan.
Nice. More ice.
Yeah, you do you.
And then have a little of these mini cubes.
There you go. And that's why they melt.
There we go. Whistle Pig. Mm-hmm. Now we're talking.
Like it. You know, the Whistle Pig, the 18 that they have, it's got like a honey taste to it. I love it. Like, that's my favorite one. They sent me virtually every bottle they make, and
we could do a run to Vermont.
But they've got 10 rooms. Oh, so we could do an exclusive trip for 10 people that want to go up and like off road and do whiskey stuff. Like, I just see like a fun little like.
Yeah.
It's not a full blown adventure drives, but it could be like a
No, we got to
a
get like
taster.
some Range Rovers, and really do like a Holland and Holland thing with
Yeah.
some shooting at Orvis and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing up in Vermont. We can go start shooting guns. We can
Yeah.
like full blown like Matrix open the back of the thing, and it's like choose your weapon, 50 cals, like all sorts of good stuff.
Man, I'm happy to be here. This is good.
It's tough not to be. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. I was like looking forward to traveling probably a little bit more than I should have been.
No, I was too. I hadn't traveled in so long. Normally we travel so much that I don't even think about packing until about 12 hours before
Yeah.
I leave. So, bro, I was laying shit out like 4 or 5 days before we left this. I was like, do I have this? I packed certain
I was ready
things.
to go, yeah.
I packed like our hiking bag. We've got a separate suitcase of just hiking shit
Yeah.
because Hannah and I are driving home
Yeah.
from Jackson Hole and we're gonna do hiking. So, but dude, I don't think I thought about and I made a list of shit to pack. Like I'm so out of practice from
Yeah,
from
usually
traveling.
it's just like if I forgot something, I have my wallet and my credit card. I
Yeah.
can figure it out.
Yeah.
But I was the same way. Like I missed out on 2 great trips. I was Pininfarina was bringing me to Geneva.
Oh yeah.
And then Maserati was bringing me for an unveil to Modena.
To Modena. I got
That's
him.
cool.
I got
Shop-
invited to
Airwolf.
that one. Oh, we got a chopper coming through.
Yeah, hold for Chopper.
Hold it. Holding for Thumper.
Yeah.
The I got the Safari Southwest rally was canceled,
Yep.
so we were going to do 800 miles off road in Safari 911s, which would have
Okay.
been amazing.
How many are there?
There were
These are the
12
Lee
on
Keen
that
ones?
event. They're all Keen cars. There were 12 on the event. He just finished number 21 or 22. So he's got orders through 50. Bro.
I love it. I like, you know what? I don't get it, but I love it. Like, I don't even think Steve Saleen sold that many S7s. like, how many Shelby Series 1s do you think are floating around there with the Aurora
Yo,
motors?
let me tell you something. You want something about a Series 1? The last year, I have seen them pop up.
Really? Oh, it's gotta be in
at
LA.
car shows in California. I don't know how many. If it's more than one or it's the same one I'm seeing all over.
Yeah.
I got to start looking at plates and see if it's. But I've had 4 or 5 Celine S1 sightings in the last 12 months
You
around
mean,
LA.
Shelby Series
I'm
1?
sorry, excuse me, Shelby Series
Yeah.
1 sightings in LA last 12 months. Yeah, but Lee is just smashing these things.
Yeah.
Everybody wants them, and
I mean, you could be responsible for some of that. I mean, you publicize it. It's,
I will take credit.
yeah,
I
not all of
fucking
it.
paid for mine though.
Yeah.
The next
10%.
one should really be free.
That's with my house. I'm working with all these guys. I'm like, look, I'll put you in there, but like at the end of the day, like remember this guy when you start like building other people's houses, because
Yeah.
I go through this process, I do this, but like all you're doing is sort of paying me for advertising at that point in time, because now you're generating all this extra business, and I got nothing out of it.
I got, for the first time in my painful and miserable construction process that has also had a few moments of great joy.
Yeah.
I won. Someone offered to pay for something.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a crazy expensive thing, but it was just a kind gesture. One of my companies that I'm working with offered to pay for something.
Nice.
And I was like, "Oh man, this is just so nice of you." And he's like,
Naming rights to the
he's
building.
like, he goes, "I got to be honest, you've probably given us $1 million in advertising on your podcast and stuff so far. So keep mentioning our name. We got this one."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay." What do you got there? Selfie? Is that for the wife?
That's for Whistle Pig.
Oh, that's for Whistle
Yes,
Pig. That's for us
absolutely.
drinking, dude.
A little bit.
These Montana clouds, very nice.
They are very nice.
Really, really
And
good.
even nicer when they're blocking the sun from my face during
Yeah.
this, because I've been rocking my cowboy hat, which you can't really do where I come from. But here it works. It's not like, and like I always have to remember to say like ma'am or like howdy, because it makes me feel a little bit more like I belong here.
When
like,
you've got a mask on, it's easier to pull something like that off. If I can see your whole face, I don't buy
yeah,
that
you're
shit.
not, you're
for a
not buying
second.
exactly. This motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I've been rocking my. Oh, there's a little car show going on in the park lot.
We always get that. I don't know how these guys are finding me. Like
Well,
last
last
night.
night outside the restaurant, did you see them guys at
No.
the lake? When I went, I parked in that lot across the street from the restaurant, across from the lake. And when I got back to my car, there was like 12 like college age
I think
kids.
word got out because
Yeah.
like they Instagram me and I was like going like I cleaned my inbox before I go to sleep, and they're like, "Hey, we're outside. It would be really cool if we could meet." And I'm like,
I told him at the restaurant last night that the cars would be here at right now. I was like 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow at the Firebrand. Come say what's up. I guess Dave Patterson saw them after I left, and he stayed there for like an hour talking to them.
Well, that's the thing. Like I had David's great about that, but like David's like, "Oh yeah, I think I sent them over." And I'm like, no, I told them you were driving a Supra, and they're like, they hadn't seen it. So, like, I guess not. But it's just like, that means these are separate groups. Like, and word gets out, I heard you were in here, and I heard, like, one guy finds out and then sprinkles out, and then the motivated people. The guys that I saw yesterday, they're going to see us again in Big Sky tomorrow. They came from Bozeman.
Oh, really?
And like we saw you last time you were in Big Sky. I mean, that's like a solid like 5 hours.
That's a big drive. Yeah.
So and just to say hi and shake hands, like that's why I would never like not show up and say hi to those guys.
It's very hard on these trips. I made the mistake of putting on Instagram the
where
route.
you were once. Yeah.
No. Well, that's a dumb idea too. But like a week before I came out here, I was like, I'm going on this trip. Here's the route. It's gonna be awesome. And everybody wanted. What's up? We are working.
Yeah,
We're recording right now. Wait, don't touch that. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. But what?
But I didn't know if you were working at this moment.
Yes.
Or you were just,
No, that
No.
work.
This is the thing. You're looking at the show.
This is the magic.
I didn't want to interrupt.
You are.
Oh, now you tell. Would you like some Whistle Pig?
You want some Whistle Pig? Come get some Whistle Pig. I don't even remember what I was talking about now.
Oh, we were talking about you posting your route.
Oh, I posted the route, and so everyone and their mother had a suggestion of a road I should drive.
Okay.
Do we have to talk about this now? Can you mime it a little bit? And all right. And pardon the interruption. Anyway.
That interruption was brought to you by Whistle Pig.
That interruption was absolutely brought to you by Whistle Pig. Anyway, everyone had a suggestion for a road or some fucking crazy detour.
Review,
The problem is you have done a very good job of making a schedule and giving us activities and giving us dinners and stuff.
And we're full. Like,
I literally don't have the time. I'm in this town for 12 hours and 8 of them are sleeping, 4 of them are eating.
Yeah. I mean, but even then, like when I was in Seattle, guys like, oh, you got to come check out this, and I'm like, I would love to. Like, nothing would make me happier than to like go do fun local car stuff. I love seeing places like that, but I just don't have the time. I mean, especially
Seattle's a cool car town, though.
Seattle is
cool car town. Lots of good car shit going on in Seattle.
But going from like, you can come as a customer, and you can come and just be like, I don't want to do a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to come and enjoy myself with my wife. I have to sort of manage things as well.
Right.
Something breaks, somebody didn't show up, somebody missed a flight. Like, I am.
Yeah, you're the organizer. You're at work.
It's coming to me, so it's like a little bit of work. So I hate being like, I'd love to, or like if you come out, I'd love to say hi. I just can't sit there and talk to you for 45 minutes.
No, if anyone shows up in the hotel parking lot or we're at the places that we are going and sees me or sees the car and wants to talk about it, sit in it, hear the fucking engine, whatever. Like, I'll sit there and chat with you. Like, I'm not trying to not be social.
Yeah.
I just we don't have any detour time.
Yeah, we're not on break.
No. Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of people who I'm sure meant well were like, I'm 40 miles outside of Bend. Come drive my off-road truck.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, hey, just do this detour. It's only 4 hours off route. It's like, you do understand we have things to do.
If you're looking for squiggly roads, like...
Yeah, like we're not going to find them the way we're going.
Google Maps has never worked for me before. I don't know how I'll possibly find a good road to drive. Actually, Hannah came up with we got a modded Focus ST down in the parking lot
with roof rack.
With a roof rack.
Doing a
slow
drive
by of the cars in the lot there. Hannah came up with a good side detour yesterday that worked out. The swing bridge.
Oh yeah.
Hannah was like, we found ourselves.
It was a little bit of a hike.
Well, we found ourselves leading the group.
Yeah.
And Hannah always likes a random detour, but we didn't even really notice that we were leaving the group. We just happened to be in front. And Hannah saw a sign that said swinging bridge, and she was like, "What's that?" I was like, "Pull it over."
That was a game time decision. You're like, "Hey, Rob, swinging bridge." I'm like, "Let's do it."
And all of a sudden, we found every car in the group parking behind us. Like, "Oh, is this a thing we're doing?"
Yeah. Now it's on the itinerary.
Dude, the rushing rivers in this state,
and the color, and you see right through them. It's I don't know. It's really. What do you think
That
your
water
favorite?
was the clearest
Gorgeous,
river
right?
water. It was there were sections of waterfall where it was like where the water would run over the rock and you could
See the
read
rock,
every
yeah.
dimple of the rock. You know.
Did you? What do you think your favorite driving road thus far has been? Because we've had different types of driving roads, like that
Yeah.
road going up towards Spokane,
That
which was like
that
range
was a,
road.
Yeah. Well, that was a good one. I haven't been on any driving road yet that totally blew my mind. We had some fun. There was some nice open sweepers. Like as soon as whatever the road was that went from Idaho into Montana, as soon as it hit
Okay.
Montana, it got very, very nice.
What about? I was a big fan of the road going into Crater Lake after lunch.
Oh yeah,
That was
With
that
just
was
the
a
back
that
and
was
forths,
just a back and
just
forth, nobody
big-
around.
Yeah, like fourth gear sweepers back and forth. That
And
was
you
great.
you passed maybe 3 cars the entire way. Otherwise, you were moving at your own pace. That was an enjoy. And then Crater Lake was a great reward for that as well because
Crater Lake is cool.
That it's just a hole in the ground with water, but it was. I got one of my favorite photos I've taken on the trip so far. Was you at that?
That was
like just you with your like camera around your neck, and I'm like, this is great.
The
This is a
blue
great
is
photo.
amazing.
The
The blue is like, it reminded me of the Tahiti blue where you go, that's a naturally occurring color? What the
Well, I,
want
mean,
to paint.
Switzerland has that too, like
Right.
Interlaken.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
yeah. I want to paint a car in that blue. It actually, it was, I think the
Are you gonna
closest
go
was to the
Crater Lake
Urus.
blue?
Closest was the Urus was pretty close to
Okay,
that blue.
with the GT3 also.
The GT3 has a deeper blue.
I'm gonna go Interlaken blue, paint a sample.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my GT3.
Dude, fucking Switzerland. I miss Switzerland.
I love Switzerland.
That's the best.
We were gonna go for my birthday this year. We're gonna do Switzerland, Monaco, and Oktoberfest. Like,
Canceled Oktoberfest.
Can I postpone my 40th birthday until next year? 'Cause-
Bro, I'll be honest though, Oktoberfest would be a super spreader event.
Yeah.
But
Objectively,
that is like,
not a lot of distancing,
Bro.
not a lot of shit's
bro,
given.
how many steins of beer would it take you to utterly forget what's the word social distancing?
I mean, to be fair, I think after my 3rd Stein, I was just picking up whatever was in front of me. I don't know whose it was. I didn't know if it was like warm or not. I assumed that the ladies were clearing them out if they've been sitting there for a while. But that in there lies the appeal. Like in there lies the like nobody died. We had a great time, and it's like something I'll remember forever.
I really I didn't appreciate Oktoberfest until I went there because I'm not that into beer.
Neither am
normally.
I. That's like the 12 beers I drank there is probably the only 12 beers I drank in 2 years.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, wait, okay, so I'm gonna go buy an $800 outfit to wear for this one thing. I don't even like beer that much, and this is dumb. And then I got there and I was like, oh, hang on a minute, this
Yeah.
is actually something very special.
Yeah.
And when you get there and you're wearing the outfit, you look at everybody who isn't wearing the outfit like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
This guy can't. This guy doesn't know how to party.
And then something about those beers.
Yeah, you feel so weird though when you put that outfit on the first time. You're like, I can't go out like
You're
this.
like, I'm not gonna leave the room. What suede pants? What are these buttons?
Yeah, you flap. What happens when my flap comes down?
Am I really going out of the street like this?
And then like I swear to God, if you really want to disgust yourself and laugh, look up like the dark side of Oktoberfest, like the guys drinking out of the trough, the urinal trough, because they're so wasted.
No.
And it's just
You got like Oktoberfest fails on Instagram.
It gets, but like the trough, like the trough is exactly what it sounds like. It is a big 100-foot wide trough, and it's got dudes shoulder to shoulder pissing in it at the same time.
The soundtrack sounds like, whatever the German accent version is of,
Yeah, with a Hasselhoff twist.
that trough, dude.
Yeah.
They have to set
But at
up.
first, you like in the U.S., it's like if a guy walks within a urinal like of you, you're like, these people have stage fright here, just like flap down, like in your head. Like,
It looks the contraption that all these people are peeing into looks like it should be meant to feed pigs.
yeah.
It was so gnarly.
It was like, I don't know, like just we did 2 seatings at Oktoberfest. Most people go for 1. But we did a
That
lunch
second
seating,
seating.
that 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then we did like the 4 p.m. to like 8 p.m. And it's the same thing.
That
We
late
made the
afternoon
mistake.
seating. Oof.
We were at that like 5-star hotel of like white people in Munich, and we're like, where should we go? Oh, the Marstall tent, and it's like the That was like the white people. We needed to. I mean, I guess everybody's white in Germany, but like,
the Americanization of the term, it was very tame.
it was tame. Yeah, it was like the upscale. Like we
Yes.
want to party, but we don't want to like get into it.
Right, like New Year's at Mar-a-Lago.
Exactly. Like, I mean, I grew up exactly the Ritz-Carlton in Grand Cayman on New Year's. Like, yeah, we're getting wild tonight. You got to get into like the localish tents, or even the where'd we go? The Hofbrau tent,
Hofbrauhaus
which
was
is like
really where it
the
was at.
most Americanized version of Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
but it was like super fun, and they all started at
Everyone's
the same
standing
time.
on tables.
Not yet. It starts out everybody sitting. The one random guy who's drunk way too early standing on the table, and everyone's like, look at that guy. Everybody starts standing on the benches and everything. Couple of people on the table, and then like. Fast forward an hour, everybody's standing on the table. Eventually, you see a head drop out of
People
the crowd.
start
and
falling
fall
off
on
the
the floor. Like, and just people like just rocking out to German and American karaoke.
Yeah.
It was just like
Yeah, they've got like a karaoke
that
band.
sing along.
playing,
Yeah, but they kill it. These live bands singing like Aerosmith to like whatever.
It's probably like
Sweet Caroline.
I bet that's like the gig.
The
You
sound-
get
yeah,
you
the
get
soundtrack right there.
Guys, we booked Hofbrauhaus Oktoberfest
Yeah.
Saturday night.
But they crush it. I mean, it is. I can't remember a better like feeling, like vibe than
It was really
everybody.
fun, and I remember once I had 2 or 3 Steins in me.
Yeah.
That outfit really started to make sense.
Oh yeah. It's like look at this loser's not dressed up.
You know what it made sense when we were on the spinny wheel?
Oh, that was great.
I love that the Germany of all places was like the land of personal
Yeah.
responsibility.
People because you're not drinking
not my
outside.
fault,
You're
that's
only
fine.
drinking inside. So
Right.
it's responsible. And then like, all right, people drinking absurd amounts of beer. What are we gonna do? Let's put a bunch of like action rides, like roller coasters and spinny things to make them throw up. I'm like, at what point who came up with this idea? But I don't know. I can't describe how much fun it is. It's just like
It was really fun. It was like a lot more than
I mean, did you think you'd be in Germany wearing like suede clothing, suede shorts with suspenders and like rocking out to "It's Raining Men" to a live German band? Ever in your life?
I really enjoyed that.
It was like and that's why I want for my 40th birthday this September. I wanted to bring all my friends to go do it. I had a table for 18, and I'm like, this is for like my friends will love this.
I would go back for sure.
We would have
100%.
next year. We're going next year again. Now.
What's the trip you want to do?
It was
Oktoberfest and then what?
Well, I was flying in and out of Paris just because my wife is coming and she loves Paris. But I was probably going to do like Oktoberfest. Like and instead of
then
like
Monaco.
Yeah, but instead of like driving, we were just gonna fly everywhere.
Oh, okay.
So like we could like
Actually
stay somewhere
chill.
for 2 days, go an hour later we're in Monaco for 2 days. And it's just like more of a leisurely trip, less of a driving trip. I love the driving, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And the flights when you're in Europe are like $40 a piece. So it's like
totally.
I get why you would just fly from place to place.
We should combine that with the one I want to do, which is the
Northern
villa,
Italy?
the villa in Tuscany.
Oh, yeah,
the
that's-
villa in
that's-
Tuscany is the one I want to do.
That was even maybe the backup is to do Northern Italy or something like that. And
Because now that we got the cooking down, now we know how to find the farmers markets in Tuscany. So you get a villa, you get a press car, and we just drive around to the farmers
I
markets.
do not want to cook anything ever.
I want to cook everything.
But like in Italy,
Tuscany,
the food is so good in Italy. Like I can't
go
even
out
tell-
too, but I want to use those ingredients and cook what I learned.
Yeah.
Bro,
I mean, I'm cool with
my
that.
ragu is fucking next level.
Two
son.
trips, 2 different trips. I'm there for both. Different methodology. Like I'm there, different sausages, but I'm there for both.
This whistle pig is really working
Whistle
out
pig,
right now.
whistle
This
pig
is very good.
is the right move right
Get
now.
at me, guys. Get at me with this whistle pig.
You don't have to even get at you. It's just like you. So I mean, look. To be
Is
fair,
the case just gonna show up now?
No, I have no idea. But to be fair, the Whistle Pig, this is the 15. It's a, let's just say a $230 bottle. So it's
Is it
not for
really?
everybody. Yeah, these are not for everybody.
Good job, Ferretti.
I've had their range up to the Samurai Scientist, which is $500 a bottle.
The Samurai Scientist.
It's
that
the
sounds
coolest,
very good.
Like you could tell bottles when they start putting these like this is a weapon if you want to use
does
it as
feel
a
like
weapon.
it feels like a Koenigsegg key.
Yeah, exactly.
Kristen von
Koenigsegg-
Koenigsegg is like, we cut it down to 800 kilograms.
Yeah.
And here's a key that weighs 2 kilograms.
Yeah, exactly. Like we just spent like 3 months of engineers to save 2 grams on our visors. Yeah, but here's a key.
Here's a
that's
key
2 pounds.
that's 2 pounds of solid pewter.
Yeah, with diamonds around it. So, but like they have the Samurai Scientist as like the cool, like little samurai guy on the top. My favorite one they have is the 18, which is like still like a $330 bottle, but it's like it's awesome. Like
I'm pretty sure the 18 is what Johnny Lieberman gave me for my birthday, and it was
great.
dank.
It is a great bottle.
Is that the one that's hand signed?
They're all like hand numbered and everything like that.
Yeah.
Now,
very good.
They've got a range. I've drank the 10. Thank you very much. I've drank the 10. I'm drinking the range.
Yeah.
And like the best way to do it, I don't know if you've ever done like tastings.
Yeah.
Is to like sample all of them side by side, and then
Yeah.
you start to see like I really like this one, I don't like this one. I do my like Friday night live streams, and I'll just pour a glass. So tomorrow.
Are you doing those on Instagram or YouTube?
I do them on YouTube.
They're going well.
They go well.
You just
like,
Q&As.
Yeah, it's not even. I literally pour a drink and people start dropping questions, and like let me jump on. I have no like my podcast. I used to have like, all right, let's go through like this rough idea list as to what I want to talk about. Here, it's just like people talking about randomness, and I can just hey.
You were producing? Yeah, that's too much work.
Yeah, like it's like hey, what's going on with the house? Oh, let me tell you what's going on with the house. Like I'm suing my town right now. Like it's like and I can just sort of roll about anything, and it's like. I don't know. And then Whistlepig saw that I was drinking whiskey. And you can't drink on YouTube. So I was drinking. I drink.
Wait, what?
You're not supposed to monetize and drink.
Really?
So I drink the alcohol, then I replace it with iced tea, and then I drink the iced tea on the live stream.
Get the fuck out of here. I mean, we openly drink on our podcast, but I didn't know that was a rule.
That was a wing. You're not supposed to drink.
You're not supposed to, huh?
Yeah. Because the advertisers are not like the drinking, the guns, swearing, all of that is like you are attesting that.
Yeah, no, in the check boxes for kid friendliness and whatnot, the swearing, it focuses swearing on the very beginning of the video. It's like no swearing in the first 30 seconds or the title. If you curse like deep in the video, they don't care.
Yeah, we're pretty deep in here now.
Yeah, we're deep. We're fucking
Fuck
deep. It. But I'm so happy to fucking be here.
I am very happy to be here.
And
it's like you and other customers is the reason we're able to be here, and I thank you specifically and other people as well.
No, I mean because it makes so much sense to do it this way.
We lost about 8 cars in the last month.
I'm not surprised.
And I totally understand. And then the thing is that we get the people that are okay. Like the people that are not like afraid of their shadow, and I'm not saying that the other people aren't being prudent and smart or whatever.
Look, me and my wife had many discussions about do we feel okay about going? Are we worried? Are we, is this the responsible thing to do? Is this somehow extraordinarily irresponsible to go? And we determined ultimately that if we followed certain precautions, it would be fine.
Did you follow those precautions?
So far, I would say that yes, we have. I think we've done pretty well so far.
458.
Yeah, that is definitely a Ferrari. Yeah. Now
that's our Ferrari.
It's a 458, and it's a lovely car. But I have to say, the gentleman driving it, every time he parks it, he opens the engine cover.
He does.
Does this
to let
car,
it cool down.
Does the car run hot? What's wrong with his car?
So he has full-length headers.
Oh, that's probably why.
But he also has a cat delete. So the cats are like these 220-degree glowing orbs in your engine bay. So like removing those cools down the engine bay significantly.
Does that?
Yeah,
does it?
It does, because now you don't have these big.
But do the cats have heat shields around them that now whatever pipes in there don't have anymore?
No, maybe his headers don't have shielding on them.
Yeah.
But
I would understand that. Like
he has.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, he does allow the engine to cool off. Mine is like under glass, so it sort of cools off by itself.
I actually don't care that he opens his engine. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. It just ruins all the group pictures.
It
ruins all the group pictures.
Photoshop, my friend.
No, when I'll admit in my old Lamborghini, in my little red car, the engine is carbon. The engine bonnet is carbon Kevlar, and the paint on it is really, really thin, and it's crazing in some places. And when I park my car outside and there's a wind carrying the heat away, I don't bother. But when I bring it home and put it in the garage, I open the engine bonnet and let it cool off. So it's not just baking directly into because the paint is already a little fucked on that, and I'm trying to preserve the original paint as long as I can.
Sure.
But yeah, in a modern car, I guess the headers and the headers explains it. But I was wondering, like, damn, well, I don't understand. It's like a regular car. What are you doing?
You missed the biggest oops of the day. Was the ZR1 tailgating the SVJ?
Oh,
And
no.
he's like, "Oh, I wasn't tailgating you. What's on your trunk lid?" Guy forgot his keys on his trunk lid.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and like,
Wait, the ZR1 keys.
no,
Manny?
the Manny left the keys on his SVJ trunk.
And it started?
It started. And he's driving along. We're like dipping along, and the keys.
Get out of here.
And like, cause that's all good until you park. Then you're like, you're ready for a tow truck.
Yeah.
Because like, there's no like, oh, I bring my spare key with me in case I lose my other one off my trunk lid.
Oh my god.
So we had that on a Dream Car Tour once. Is that we always put the keys on the windshield
Yeah.
afterwards. Kid started the Bentley. It started up. Went to go get gas. Thing flew, or like they
Windshield
left,
flew off.
Flew off somewhere. No idea what it was. He went to go gas it up. Turned it off at the gas station. He couldn't turn it back on.
Yeah.
And like that was a big problem.
That, I mean, look, I like keyless go in general. I
Yeah.
think if it's me, one individual, and my one car,
Yeah.
keyless go is great. But if you're the kind of person who, like Rob or myself or any other number of businesses where you're shuffling multiple cars, keyless go can really fuck you.
But you know how many times like I dropped a car off at a customer's house, drove home, emptied my pockets, and keys in my pocket. Like, so I was like, all right, I'm coming back, and like the guy tossed me $200. like usually I don't get tipped as the owner of the company, but he threw me $200, which was cool.
Oh, dude! I once took my Porsche to TLG Auto in North Hollywood, Marco's place. Who works in my Porsche.
Sure.
And while I was there, it's far. Like, I drive far so Marco can work on my Porsche because he's the best, because I love him, and because even though it's far, it's closer than BBI.
Yeah.
But when I was there, I was like, Marco, I'm starving. There's a place up the road from his shop that's got the best burritos. And I was like, let me just take your car real quick while you're fucking around with mine and go get this burrito. So he's got an Audi A3. So I grab his keys, I go get a burrito, I come back, bullshit, eat my burrito, blah, 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 get an Uber, go home. When I get home, what do I have? Fucking Marco's keys. So I've got his house keys. Like, I gotta know. So what do? I think I'm smart. I call another Uber. I'm like,
put it in the Uber to
what
send it
Uber
over?
driver wouldn't take his keys?
They don't take it.
Not only did he not take it, this guy was so offended.
Why is that a problem? Like,
was
do you care
so-
if you're moving 4 people? Like, and we've done this like in Miami. Like, yeah, you're supposed to have a certain number of people in the Uber X, like up to 4 people. It was like I was down there with my wife, my kids, and then Nadia and her kids. Like, you're talking 4 and 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, there was like 6 of us. They get like some of them are like, yeah, whatever. And I throw them a couple of bucks afterwards. But then you get these guys are so offended that you're more than 4 people. Like, more like.
You know, that I understand because of the insurance. If there's a crash because their insurance, they don't have some
yeah, but you're in
commercial.
Miami going 4 blocks.
I no.
'Cause the women are wearing
Morally,
heels.
morally,
Yeah.
I get it, but I can see how somebody with minimal resources would be afraid of the possible implications of that. But I don't get why they won't carry a set of keys. I do get why they wouldn't carry a duffel bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah,
It's like you make a policy.
without seeing what's inside it.
Right. Yeah. Here, take the suitcase.
Yeah.
Don't look in it. But like keys, it's obvious what you got here. Who wouldn't rather take a set of keys somewhere than take a human? Give for the same money.
Yeah, it's the same money.
And then also, so it would have been like a $40 Uber to take the keys there, right?
And to you, it's $40. It saves an hour or 2
Right.
hours of your time.
Well, but the guy wouldn't do it, and so I had to call a courier service.
I would have called another Uber.
$300.
I would have called another Uber.
I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
So you'll get somebody who'll be happy to take it.
Eventually.
I'll tip you another $10. But that shouldn't. I'm with you. I don't like. Who cares if I'm lapping a track whether I have a passenger or not? I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. It's a fucking.
oh, speaking of tracks, what do you think of Spokane International Raceway? That was a pretty fun track.
I
right?
went out on that track in
in
one
my
of the
car, yeah.
Corvettes,
Yeah.
and then in your 360. What a neat track! I talked to JF beforehand because JF, I had a podcast listeners will remember that I had a big fuck up with the podcast on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so JF saw my Twitter on my panic on Twitter, and was like, hey man, I'm in front of a computer. Can I help out? And I was like, no, we're good. We ended up chatting. He asked how it was going, and I said, Rob rented us a track and stuff, and he's like, actually, I rented that track. Whatever, Jay. But he said, it's a little dusty and a little bumpy, so if you go out, just be careful. But I thought it was great.
Yeah,
I thought it was
flat.
I thought it was a really fun racetrack. The flow was good.
Yeah,
it was a little wavy.
Yeah, I like that
not
though.
Not bumpy, wavy.
It was like slopey, and
there were some yumps.
Programmed. Yeah,
some yumps, not holes in the track.
Not like bad tarmac.
Yeah,
it was designed this way.
Yeah.
But that's right, because you could go, and at least in the GT3 and the 360, you were flat through that section, which was nice.
The whole front section. So you come out of a hairpin onto what is the short front straight, and then there's a series of flat S's into another straight, and you take those whole S's flat
out,
and you're loading up some G's.
Yeah.
And the line is a little bit through the gravel, actually.
No, only in the front.
The first one. The first right corner.
And that's the point. Like I kept driving. I heard myself kicking up rocks, and I felt bad.
Yeah.
So I always tried to go a little offline. As far as I kept moving over, I'm like, if this is a line, why are we throwing up rocks?
Why aren't they sweeping it?
Or it should be clean.
Yeah.
But then wasn't there another turn just before that final turn where there was actual rocks?
A lot of rocks, yeah. But overall, I thought the layout of the track was really fun.
I love the fact that it incorporated the drag strip.
Yeah.
Bouncing off the walls, I was going into that, entering that drag strip at top of fourth, shifting into fifth.
Yeah.
And that thing just sounded glorious at 8,000 RPM.
The only other time I've been on two different racetracks that are three now, including this one, that use the drag strip. One is Sonoma.
Okay.
In Sonoma, you come down the big downhill and onto what is really the exit area of the drag strip.
Sure.
But then Brainerd in Minnesota, which is a crazy track.
Is it good?
It is. It's so dangerous. It's old school. Brainerd has the fastest right-hand corner in North America. So you come out onto the drag strip, and the road course. At Spokane, the road course merges with the drag strip probably halfway down the drag strip, right? Oh, and I just poured whiskey on myself. Probably halfway down the drag strip, right?
Yep.
In Brainerd, it merges with the drag strip before the tree. So you drive through the VHT and shit as part of the road course. Now you're going down the full drag strip.
Yeah.
Use the full length of the drag strip and the full length of the runoff.
Okay.
And then it becomes...
That's about a half mile.
It's
at least,
long.
Right? Yeah.
And then it becomes 160 mile an hour banked right-hand corner.
Banked as in
Banked. NASCAR.
What degree?
NASCAR. 15, 20 degree.
Okay.
Banked. Proper.
Have you driven Daytona?
I've driven Daytona and Talladega.
How awesome
they are
is that?
banked. Talladega was the steepest banking I've ever been on. It's 33 degrees, and it's amazing.
Daytona was what, 30 or 32?
Daytona's 30, I think.
Yeah,
I think. But Talladega was like a wall.
So cool.
Yeah.
That's a feeling where you can go flat at 160.
Yeah.
And
but this is banked to the right. It bugs you out.
Okay.
So it banks to the right 160, short straightaway, another banked right-hand corner at about 125, 130, into a 30 mile an hour right-hand hairpin with no outside protection.
And a wall.
Trees, woods.
Yeah.
It's woods.
What
it's
do
so
you think
dangerous.
the sketchiest, of all the tracks you've driven, the sketchiest, or the most
Nurburgring.
fun? Nurburgring is the jump?
Nurburgring is the most dangerous racetrack I've ever driven.
Into the hard break is probably my
I love
the
that.
sketchiest, but I love it.
I love it.
I can't even describe how much I like that.
I love the Nurburgring so much in the dry,
Yeah.
and I hate it
In the
so
rain,
much
yeah.
in the wet.
But that one section where you're literally all four wheels off, and then
With the
flat
compression,
brake, compression
it's
into
so
flat
good.
braking.
It's so
It's
good.
just you feel so badass, and it's that.
The
that's cool.
Nurburgring is so good.
Yeah.
Everything that people say about that track is true.
Can we announce the? Should we bring up the show?
That's your call.
Okay.
I'm not going to rain. I'm not. If you want to,
All right.
do.
So let's not. I don't want to be the
Let's
guy
wait.
announcing that we have. Let's wait. But Matt and I are working on something
working on
that
a
may
project.
result
And us going back to the Nürburgring.
Going to the Nurburgring with some fast cars. And
I gotta call Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
I gotta call. We gotta call our Nurburgring people. Oh, is it
Misha,
Are we gonna work with Misha?
Sheridan, yep, and then Misha and
Misha
Robert.
is one of those people that I've never gotten to meet, but I've only heard really good things about,
Great
and
guy.
I would really
Like-
like to meet him
Yep.
next time I go back. They, by all accounts, are
And
great folks.
Robert as well is a great guy. He's the one who runs the company.
Who's that dude who was just mobbing the Senna on the wet Nurburgring? The video that came out
That's
like 2
Misha.
weeks ago. Was that Misha?
That's Misha
He
driving-
was mobbing.
He was driving Shmi's Senna, and that's Misha. He's got a channel. Like, it's great when you can describe somebody's channel. Like my channel, it's like, I don't know, he does car shit. Like me and you, the one takes. It was like so easy.
Yeah,
You
I
can
have
tell
a pretty
people, like,
pretty obvious thing I do.
Exactly. But Misha is Nurburgring. Like, you live at the Nurburgring. He works there every day, and he is like.
Does he own that company?
He works
is-
for the company. Robert owns the company.
Is it Apex? Is it
Apex,
called Nurburgring Rentals
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that? They rent
It's
rent
Apex.
cars for the Nurburgring.
And exactly, and then they also have the GT2 MR that they
That Manti racing thing that Chris Harris drove, right?
correct, and they do taxi laps in that.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be pretty wild. Like,
Well, yeah, it's got to be bad shit. When I went to the ring last time with Thaddeus, and we rented these Renault Megane RS 260s with cages. They were very fun until it rained and it got sketchy as hell. And then Ron Simmons, who is a ringmeister and owns RSR Nürburg, who we rented the cars from, he wanted to give us a taxi lap in the M3 competition, and this dude was like, he wanted to give us a drift lap. He was like, I'm gonna give you a drift lap, and I'm like, are you allowed to do that? He's like, I don't have rules here. I can do anything I want. I'm like, okay, cool. So he is giving us a proper drift lap in the wet in this M3. He loops it. He loops it. We into the grass, and we come about 6 inches from the wall.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna need a drink.
Yeah.
After that.
So, what about you? You're not even
I'm
in
like,
control.
I'm like, bro, not my car. Have fun, dude.
Yeah.
This is your show.
Yeah, but nobody wants to eat a wall.
No,
Like that.
no.
That's like spinning out in the grass, no big deal. But even when you're like out of control,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
that
yeah.
like anxiety, and
Oh,
then there's
for
a pucker.
sure. Listen, I've eaten wall before, and I've eaten wall twice, and both times it happened in such slow motion
Yeah.
that, like, you're almost certain there would be something you could do about it.
Yeah.
But it was wet, wet grass.
Yep.
And wet grass is fucking
Yeah.
Astroglide. Pilot Sport 4S versus Astroglide is basically Trojan ends versus wet grass. I fucked that all up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Whistle Pig. But
I think you think of the Cup 2
look at this.
tires.
We've got a looky-loo on our cars, and they've
can't
got a
even see-
big American flag.
American flag. That is as like that's let's just say borderline like playing with the 13.6 height restriction of commercial trucks. But that is screaming in this breeze, which you can't hear because you have to put a link to this in your description because this thing is
It's amazing.
it's amazing. But that flag is just, I feel very patriotic just looking at that white pickup truck drive
I
by.
have to be honest. I would bet almost everything.
And he's got a
going on the
flag
door
decal
too.
on the door.
I would bet almost everything I own. That
He's
would
voting
that it
for
would be,
Biden.
well, that it would be very accurate to describe the amount of weapons that person owns as a cache.
You know,
As
look
a
at the
cat-
hood. The hood is red, white, and blue.
Holy shit! He's airbrushed
That
his hood
that
red,
guy
white, and
has
blue.
a roof mount shotgun. I swear to God.
Oh my god! And look at his parking job. He parked on a 45.
Is there any other way? It's America.
Bro.
He pays for the land.
Oh my god. I've tried to, as I travel through this part of the country,
Yep.
not allow my political beliefs to color my experience.
Sure.
I'm trying to like keep a really open mind and assume that.
I mean, you
know,
understand where you are. It's a different,
Of course,
it's a different way of life.
Of course, and I'm certainly not here to preach to anybody. I keep my fucking mouth shut,
Yeah.
dude. I'm not talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing.
Busting through the cowboy doors.
Yes, dude. Let me
Yeah.
tell you guys something about
What are you,
about
yellow?
progressivism. Can we talk about universal health care for a second?
Hillary 2020.
But I have seen some signs and stuff on some private property that has
Did
really.
you see the Jesus signs on the way over there? There was like, if there was ever an over like exaggeration of what your message is, that guy had billboard signs. His entire property was blanketed in Jesus. Like, if that is not the home of Jesus, then I don't believe in Jesus.
That guy might actually be
That
Jesus.
he may be Jesus. like if he's not, God bless him. But it was like,
Hey, Rob, is the guy who got out of the American flag truck wearing an American flag shirt?
that's a red, white, and blue tie-dye if I ever saw it.
Tie-dye shirt. Oh my god.
And he's wearing a mask though. That is like,
Oh my god,
he is wearing a mask. I would not expect that.
I would have guessed.
I would expect a revolver on the belt.
Yeah.
And
I would have guessed he was one of those. What do they call them? Second citizens or something like that?
yeah, natural citizens.
One of those guys. It was
Like, your
don't
rules
talk-
mean nothing to me.
Yeah, I would have thought he was one of those
naturalized citizens.
Yeah. The one of the most. I saw what I think is probably a little bit of a hostile situation yesterday.
What was that?
I saw a huge sign in front of someone's house, like billboard size, that said, "Welcome to Trump
Country." That was a good
and
sign.
then
right
about 100 yards up the road, there was a sign just as big that said, "We respect diversity, all races."
Oh, I
ethnic."
know, but that was also a very Republican sign, though. If you read it, it was like Trump country will welcome this, this, and this.
Oh, so
they were on the same team.
Oh, okay.
Just
maybe-
different levels of team.
Right. I guess maybe the freedom of religion meant freedom to be Christian.
Yeah. It's
Freedom
like,
to
look,
be-
there's
you could be
difference.
Christian
You could
or
be
very
Christian.
Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
These are your.
You
levels.
could like believe in Jesus, and then you can like Jesus leads your life. So like
you can go to church on Sundays, or you can literally walk the footsteps
Yeah.
of Jesus Christ every day.
every motion you take is to satisfy.
Wow, we are really developing a car show.
Look, we're not exactly hidden down there.
We're
We're
not
like off,
low-key.
like we're a block away from the main drag, and we're visible from the
I'm gonna
street.
I know I shouldn't do this. I'm gonna grab the video camera.
Oh yeah,
for
do
the
it. Like
podcast,
this is like.
and I'll show.
I mean, this is where you could have taken a picture and like.
I could have overlaid, but just the front row there. And you can't, it cuts off right where the Urus is, unfortunately. But, yeah. Is that still us?
Yeah, it's us. I mean,
It's
I'm
us.
sure
It's
that's
enough of
wide
us.
enough.
It's enough of us.
But
All right, well, I think that's a show.
yeah, I think we had a good time.
This show's a little shorter than normal, but we're on a rooftop in Montana.
And you're on vacation.
We're on vacation. Well, we're recording this because we're here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
brought this so that we could
Sure.
do this show, but also we had a little technical fuck up and we had to fix it, and so this is I have to upload this data from this hotel.
Okay, that's all right. Just don't show up here tomorrow morning.
Right? No, yeah.
We'll be
yeah,
gone.
Sure, we will be gone.
This was filmed a week ago.
AdventureDrives.com. The next event is Scotland, if Europe is
October,
open to
yep.
America.
Late October.
Or Americans by October. What's the gist of that event besides just hey, we're in Scotland?
You know, the Iceland Scotland stuff is not as like car focused. We do have a car rental company out of the UK, which is also Scotland, but out of London, that has we're going to take their entire fleet. We're limited to 18 cars because we only have 18 rooms. We're taking the entire hotel in Speyside, which is like one of the there's like 5 different Scotch regions.
Mm-hmm.
Speyside is one of them. That's where like Glenfiddich and Macallan, all those are Arborlauer. They're all right there. We're getting this like hotel. We're taking the whole place, so it's only us.
That's awesome.
And that's why we're like, well, we can't have. I don't want to split it up into different groups and everything like that. So, 18 cars, end of October, and we're gonna be doing a lot of like this. We're gonna be drinking every night, and today was pretty awesome. Like we experienced some fun, but then we did a lot of like drinking and hanging out and socializing. It's gonna be a very laid back environment, exploring the island of Scotland, or like the northern part of England, which is Scotland. We have the BAC Mono.
Yeah.
They're
bad shit, those things.
They're coming, and we're going to be doing test drives when you guys arrive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing test drives at the Glen Eagles, which is like this. They've got falconry. I mean, like, there's...
Falconry.
Yeah, like, there are
There
all sorts
is
of,
no-
like... Oh, the Focus is back.
The Focus ST's back. Oh, he's got mud flaps. He's got a burble tune.
Yeah, that's meant for up here. That's a year-round car up here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we've inspired enthusiasm with the locals.
That's the thing about cars, is that like it invokes the emotion, and that's very cool.
Yeah. I'm so adventuredrives.com if you want to do the next one. This one is great. This one is about big open spaces.
Yeah.
They're sort of the itineraries are sort of tailored toward the places.
Yeah.
When we went to Europe, it was really about sort of European culture type stuff, and when we went here, it's about these national parks. And Scotland's about drinking whiskey, I guess. Yeah, I like it.
And even Iceland, off-roading and like Northern Lights, and like snowmobiling on glaciers. That one, we had 2 or 3 vehicles shuttling everyone around. And then we rented 10 or 12 off-road, like 40-inch tire
Arctic trucks, right?
Arctic trucks, yeah.
Why do you think, with how popular RWB has been, with how popular
that hasn't made its way down
here? Why
here?
is someone not importing Arctic Trucks kits and putting them
James Chen,
on?
one of the guys that wanted to do it,
Yeah.
I think is out of California.
Is he really?
Yeah, you know James.
Of course I know
Yeah,
James. James is in the Countach
He's
Owners
wearing
Union.
that shirt with the matching pants.
James Chen, matchy.
Yeah, matchy.
James is my homie. If you guys don't know James, he started
Great guy.
Axis Wheels. He's the sweetest guy in the world. He's got a pearl white, I believe it's an 87 Countach, white on white.
Yeah.
It was the white one that you saw at Radwood last year. And he is the coolest.
Yeah.
He's so fun. And he's one of the members, we've got 8 members in our Countach Owners Union.
He was my backup Countach on the CS2
Right.
promotion I did.
Right, yeah.
But then he cried poverty, and he like squeezed me, and I made $0 on that. But I was like, I had to deliver.
I'm sorry that I wasn't able
But
to.
then he was like, all right, he bought me dinner afterwards, because he's like, all right, I like a little bit of a fibby, but like.
Do you know what's happening right now while
What's
I'm
that?
here? Right now,
Your Countach is?
my Countach is sitting under a cover, but it could be earning money. I had to pass up a gig with that car tonight. You know what the gig was?
What's that?
The Guess Lingerie Christmas Catalog.
And that's a podcast. I want to thank you guys for
And they were
watching.
like-
I'm flying to LA right now.
They were like-
where are the keys?
Seriously, I was literally like,
A, I didn't know Guess had lingerie.
I
B,
didn't
I'm
either.
excited to see what it looks like.
I know.
With your Countach
I know.
involved.
I said, let's plan it now for next year because I can't get it done this year.
But next year there's going to be a different team changing direction, and
I
you've
know.
missed. That's like, yeah, you know what?
I missed out on the
decided
money
to come
and
here.
the ass.
They were going to pay me exactly. They were going to pay me to go hang out with the Swedish bikini team this week.
3 hours with that car earns what it costs me to fucking be here for a week.
I know. It's like
That car is so golden.
because they don't have them anymore, and people need the Countach.
If you want one, nothing else works. If you go, I need a Countach for a shoot.
Yeah, can I give you a Diablo or an Aventador?
No.
I
No.
need a Countach.
And they need a color too. I go, listen.
I'm ready.
Yeah, he
Red
goes,
or
I need a
white?
red one for the shoot. And I said I was going to send him James or
Yeah.
Bryant, who
Yep.
both have white ones. My friend Casey's got a black one. And I know all 8 Countach owners in Los Angeles. I said,
There's
what?
more than 8.
I said, no, there aren't.
8 that have cars. Leno's
Well-
gotta have 3 of them.
No, Leno's one of the 8.
Okay.
He's one of the 8.
Yeah.
There's 7 other ones in Jay Leno.
All right, I gotta ask, because you know Seinfeld. Why only Porsche?
He doesn't have only Porsche.
Oh, he does.
He just has mostly Porsche.
Okay, I get you know as well as I do. When you can
Yeah.
afford to drive a bunch of different cars, they're all very different.
Yeah.
And there's got to be some sort of variation in the garage.
He's very passionate about Porsche. He's also very passionate about Volkswagen. He's got a lot of Beetles. He's got a lot of microbuses.
interesting.
And he goes through these waves.
Yeah.
He will buy 30 or 40 Volkswagens in a year, sit on them, collect them, and then get tired of them in a couple of years and sell them. He's bought the same cars
What
3 or 4
other
times.
what other supercars does he have?
He doesn't buy other new supercars. He buys old stuff. So he's got a couple old Datsuns, Datsun 2000 Roadsters. He's got other classic he's looking all British Roadsters.
Yeah.
He's on a British Roadster kick right now. But he doesn't buy any other, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I've actually never seen him personally with my own eyes. I've never seen him drive a new car.
Anything other than Porsche?
No, I've been told that he has multiple Panameras and multiple G-Wagons in his family at home.
Vehicles.
Yeah, and his wife
funny.
his wife likes G-Wagons.
When I talk at adventure drives to people, potential customers, it's always it's the type of thing that Jerry Seinfeld can come on and just be just Jerry. Like, he can come enjoy, like, nobody's like bothering him for, like, it's not everyone's looking over to him. He could just be a normal guy.
I think that's probably true for someone, and I don't want this to sound wrong, but that is at my celebrity level or maybe slightly above.
Yep.
Jerry can't escape Jerry.
Yeah, but like, if there was
forever.
ever, like, to the extent that he could,
Yes.
this is about as much as he could.
This is as mellow an event as you will find
Yeah.
in terms of this type of event,
I mean,
for sure.
there's a guy in the event who has a great story that I'm not going to bring up.
No, I won't
but
say
like,
it ever,
where
but it's
everyone
hilarious.
else would be like crowding around, and here he's just the guy, or he's a guy.
Yes, but he's not. Oh, someone's revving. Oh,
It's the R8.
Oh, it's the R8. It's one of our guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know, some of these, I've hung out with a couple of these celebrities, and at a certain level, and I'm talking about Jerry,
Yep.
I'm talking about guys like Guy Fieri,
Yeah.
and guys that are really, really A-listers.
Yeah.
In 2020, they're A-listers. Man, they are so famous.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's annoying.
Do you ever want to be that?
No,
Never.
I don't.
Never.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this like
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm saying this like I can understand why someone like Jimmy Fallon is a person I picture as being like cheery as fuck all the time.
And
he
you
could,
have to be on.
and he could kind of handle it, but my personality is a little more like Jerry's, where I don't really like people that much.
Yeah.
I try to. I'm nice as when
No,
I
you
can, but
like people. You just you want to be able to like people when you want to like
Right,
people. You
right,
don't want to
right.
just.
Right.
You're not a clown that's always
Yeah,
on
yeah,
like in
exactly.
character for everybody's entertainment.
exactly. And so Jerry, he's like that.
He
too,
can't.
but
He probably can't go a day of his life without somebody dropping a Seinfeld reference.
He can't go 10 minutes
Yeah.
without someone saying something real stupid to him.
Yeah. Hey, pirate shirt. I like it. Like you can't do that.
It's and I don't, and
But
and
like I mean, it's
he
the
got
good and the
paid
bad.
for his trouble, so
He
I don't
did get
feel
paid-
bad
exactly.
for him. But it's no, I'm not jealous.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm jealous I'm jealous of my friend Paul Zuckerman, who is not a celebrity,
Yep.
but has all the money he will ever need.
Yeah.
And he has all the cars he will ever want. Now, granted, he's an attorney, so he has a very
Yeah.
specific skill that he's very good at. But I can appreciate him and Bruce Meyer and guys that they can walk around, but at the same time, like, look, as someone who has fans that come up to me and say nice things,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to have
It's
fans come
awesome.
up to you
like
and say
like
nice things.
being in Glacier and people walk up to me asking for photographs. Like
You and I are a good level of famous.
Yeah.
We're
That's like a
famous.
great level of
We're
famous,
famous when we put
we
ourselves
can go to the
in a
supermarket. Maybe we'll be noticed. Maybe we won't.
Yeah.
Like,
but if we go to a car show, that's a
car
conscious
show,
decision.
and then we're mobbed by people.
But you're in the right mental headspace.
correct. You
You're-
know by going to a car
Yeah.
show that you're opening yourself
Yeah.
up to that.
And here's an S4 coming by and looky-looing. And occasionally you get the linger longer.
Yeah.
The worst is the linger longer.
Yeah, the like guy that doesn't just like end it. Like "Oh, we've gotten. Well, I understand the transaction. I'm leaving now. Like it's like you and I could be friends. I bet your skin tastes amazing. Like that. That's the guy that I would like. Like and like to be fair, it's about 10 minutes. So if you guys are wondering if you think you want to lick our skin, it's about 10 minutes before we get creeped out.
If I have a pretty lengthy conversation with you, and I then talk to two people after you, and you're still there, it's too fucking long, bro.
Understand?
And this isn't
I
being
know.
a-
I noticed that you're still there.
And I'm not trying to be a famous snob. I'm talking about one human to another. It's weird.
I don't even get fame. Like that's why I'll make time for anyone that wants to be there.
Yeah.
But like at a certain point in time, it gets creepy, and I guess we feel what most women feel like on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But like,
I
and
saw a
what-
great thing on Reddit yesterday that was like, let's have a reality show where we just have a random single woman who has to read her 3 grossest DMs from dudes in front of their mothers, and they have to guess which one is their son.
That's pretty good.
Terrible.
So.
All right, that's our show.
Yeah,
I think
we
that's a show.
definitely called it like
That's a
20 minutes
show.
ago, but
Yeah, no, but that's okay.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but that's what when you say this is
all right,
gonna
this
be
is
the
it.
end,
And then people
then
are
you've
like,
got-
why is the file so much
But
longer?
then you
Yeah.
get 20 minutes of gold
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. Rob Ferretti, Super Speeders, the adventuredrives.com is how you join us on our vacations. And Whistle Pig, thank you for getting us buzzed this afturnoon
Yes,
and
sir.
every afternoon on
Yeah.
this trip. And to those of you listening at home, thank you for your patience and my technical difficulties. I thought I would streamline the process by setting everything and then going on vacation, and technology fucked me right in the butt.
Yep.
And so here we are, making it up to you from the rooftop of the
Firebrand
Hotel in Whitefish, Montana. We're going to Big Sky. We're going to Jackson Hole. And then I'm going to drive across the great state of Utah and Nevada and do some hiking on the way home. And I'll see you when I get back to Los Angeles next week. The Smoking Tire Podcast is powered by Shout Engine, and today, Whistle Pig. And
love.
Get your own podcast at shoutengine.com. It's easy. All you need is a microphone, a connection to the internet, and ideally, something to say. Bye, everybody.